My name is Paul Wright. I'm a member of the history department. I teach 9th grade Western Civ and an 11th grade class called Viewpoints, which is American Studies. And I do all that in 101. I went to Radnor High School, graduated in 1987, a very different building than this one. I went to Penn State and graduated there with a bachelor's in history. And then I went out west for a little while and decided I wanted to be a teacher. So I came home and went to the University of Pennsylvania, and I got my master's in education. I'm actually lucky enough to be attached to the Radnor Squash Club, which is in its second year. I'm the teacher coach, and then we work out of Fairmont Athletic Club, where we have some squash pros that do a lot of work with us. A friend of mine in graduate school said, if you know why you want to be a teacher, then you shouldn't be a teacher, which is kind of an evasive answer. But when I was at Penn State, I took a class and really liked it. It was a history class, and was able to go back and be a part of it as a graduate assistant, basically. And I really liked the impact that I felt like I had on small groups of people, helping them understand something one-on-one, as opposed to at Penn State, there are some classes that are like 400 people, and this was a really popular class, so it was one of those. And I really liked the thought that I could help people understand something better. And so then I taught middle school and high school. And I think part of why I teach high school is because I didn't like high school so much. And so it's my opportunity to kind of help people understand that, life's pretty good after high school, it'll be all right. And I'm living proof, so yeah. I have a character that I use in my freshman classes named Uncle Phil, and he's kind of this stupid, loudmouth guy who doesn't know anything but pretends he does, which some people might say is me, but that's not true. And because over the years in teaching kids, both middle school and high school, kids always light up when they tell me the following story. They'll say, oh my gosh, Mr. Wright, I was at dinner last night with my family, and my uncle was talking about something, and he didn't know how the Electoral College really worked, and I did because of your class and because we learned it, and so I was able to prove him wrong or correct him, and that was really awesome. And that's kind of like life showing you that school can really do things for you, that if you pay attention and you're working hard, opportunities will come. And so I always love those experiences, being a part of them. And we've got great books that we read in my classes, and I like thinking that I'm having an impact, though I'm sure I'm driving some people away too. A couple people know this, but I actually race triathlons. I do what are called sprint triathlons. It's kind of the smallest possible distance, the largest of which is an Ironman. I don't do Ironmans. But yeah, I do that pretty consistently through the spring and summer. So that's something that I've taken to over the last couple of years, which is kind of cool. I collect books. People would probably guess that about me. I can do a bunch of accents, though a lot of my kids have heard those. So. Do them? Okay, well, I could start talking like this. It would appear that I'm from one of the British Isles. Sometimes I confuse them. That one works a lot. Or I can start talking like this, and then you'll understand that maybe I'm from down south, and it's a lovely place down south. So warm. We love it there. I can do New York a little. I mean, I'm pretty good at it. My Long Island's a little better, so yeah, every once in a while I can throw a voice at, Usually I don't worry when my children's books have 4 or 5 characters, because I can usually wrestle up some voices, though, Dr. Seuss's birds don't usually sound like this, I'm sure, but sometimes it's nice that they do. My first year teaching 9th grade here, I was talking to one of my classes, and I said something about, well, when I was here as a student, I took math, and I had Ms. Dorr in PSC geometry, but it was too hard for me, and so I had to drop the course. And the next day, one of the students who happened to have Ms. Dorr came back and said, Mr. Wright, you didn't drop Ms. Dorr's class. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, she told us she still has that grade book. And so ever since then, I've been writing Miss Dorr a nice check on the 1st of every month for her to keep that grade book locked away, and I know that she is, and maybe I shouldn't have told this story. But I love Miss Dorr. I actually can move my ears. Yes, I can. My father taught me this when I was very, very young, and it goes something like this. And I can do one or the other. I can kind of alternate. It's kind of freakish a little bit, or it shows that I'm somehow madly double jointed, or maybe I should have done this earlier and I might have gotten more prom dates.
You don't know me. You don't know me at all. You don't know me. You don't